So welcome. It's the solar eclipse. We have a solar eclipse that happens tonight while we're sleeping. Hopefully, while you're sleeping. We'll see if you sleep through it or not. Uh, Here, Mountain Time, the solar eclipse is at about 12, I think 12:30 a.m. So pretty early tomorrow morning. It's not visible for us, obviously, because the sun would have to be up for it to be visible for us, and it'll be pretty dark here, but it will be visible like basically in Alaska. So unless you're in Alaska, which I doubt most of you are, or not Alaska, I'm sorry, Antarctica. Unless you're in Antarctica, I think you're gonna miss it. But I was actually having a conversation after we did the lunar eclipse practice. And in yogic philosophy, we don't really go out during the eclipses. It's not something that we like go to look at. It's more of something that you go inward. It's an opportunity. It's time to go inward. It's a time to kind of be in your own safe space, meditating, maybe around a water element, bathing, cleansing. It's a time when the shadow is stronger. So instead of being out in the world, we kind of take the approach of going inward and battling our own inner shadow and working with our own inner shadow rather than maybe going out and meeting the collective shadow. So that's part of the yogic philosophy and wisdom around eclipses. So this is a special eclipse because it's the closing of a chapter. The eclipse season, we usually have a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse that happen close together. Sometimes we get three eclipses in a row. So this is the last in this little season, which I have been feeling it. I don't know if you guys have, but like since the lunar eclipse to today, I'm like, it's been and emotionally intense to say the least, and just like weird things happening. So if weird things have been happening to you, know that that's part of the season, and hopefully things will normalize a little bit. I don't know if we have normal anymore, but we'll seem a little bit normal after this the closing of this eclipse. So this eclipse is special because it's the end of this cycle. So every 18 months, the nodal axis is this line that goes through astrological charts, transit charts, natal charts. It's a line that goes from one side of the chart to the other. And what that line represents is the perfect alignment of the sun, the moon, and the earth. If those three things were to find a perfect alignment, that's what that line is. It represents that. So it's unlike a lot of other things in a chart. It's not Jupiter, it's not Mars, it's not something physical. It's actually the perfection between those things. And it has to do with our destiny. It has to do with our fate, where we're coming from, and our destiny, where we're going to. So that moves about every 18 months, and it moves backwards in the zodiac. It actually goes it's pretty much like going retrograde, we could say, backwards all the time. So for the last 18 months, starting in spring of last year, we've been the nodal axis has been going through Gemini on the north side, and on the south side, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is our collective wisdom. It is our ideologies. It's our worldviews. It's these kind of like bigger philosophies of how reality is. It's religions. It's not so much spirituality, it's more religion, right? It's organized ideas around the truth, or understanding the truth. So as the South Node has been going through, the South Node is kind of the past. We've been kind of clearing the past of these old ideologies and these old ways of looking at the world that no longer serve us, both individually and collectively, right? Almost immediately after the nodal axis went into Sagittarius and Gemini, we had all of this collective, I mean, the work has been going on forever, but we finally had this collective mass consciousness around race and unlearning the racism that exists in our culture, right? And all of a sudden, everybody was like recommending books. Like, like that is so a Gemini Sagittarius thing, to be like reading books and to be learning, and to be learning, especially about these about the frameworks, the perspectives that we have, that we're unconscious, and then we were starting to become conscious of them, right? That is a very Sagittarius South Node thing. So for the last 18 months, we've been doing it collectively, and then we also have been doing it on our own. There's ideologies, there's probably frameworks that were in place, that were given to you either in utero, right at birth. You know, it could have been a framework that was, you were laying in the crib and your mom was like off watching TV somewhere, and you're going, rah, 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 and the framework, the ideology became, my needs can't get met, right? And then this is the framework. This is the ideology that you've been living your life with. Those are getting challenged. The things that have been unconscious are coming into consciousness. So with this eclipse, we have the opportunity to continue that work, right? And to really reflect back and go, okay, what have I learned in the last 18 months? What frameworks did I start these 18 months with that I've realized are no longer applicable, right? What are the ways that I try to like force the world and force my experience into this particular framework that actually don't serve me and don't serve humanity? Because on the other side of this Sagittarius South Node is the Gemini North Node. And what Gemini North Node is asking is that it's saying, go back to the basics and relearn, and constantly be, Geminis are always curious. They always want to learn a little bit more about this, always want to learn, they always want to learn about new people. And it's about listening. It's about learning to listen. And so my sense of this eclipse is really, there's this optimism that comes with it, because it's in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is kind of this more optimistic sign of like moving forward. It has this momentum of moving forward, of going into the future, of being hopeful about the future. We're hopeful about going into the future in a way that is not taking the dogma and the ideologies that we've had before and replacing them and saying, oh, I used to believe this, now I'm going to believe this. Or this is the way I used to see the world, now I'm going to try to force the world into this framework. Instead, can we learn, instead of trying to create an ideology or a framework or this is the way the world is, getting concrete about the way we see the world, can we cultivate a practice that allows us to realize the truth of that moment? Because the truth in the Aquarian age, the truth is not one, right? We say Satnam, there's this thing that connects all of us. But in the Aquarian age, what we're realizing is how different everybody's experience is. And we're learning to honor that. We're learning to honor that in ourselves, to say, oh, my reality is a little bit different than yours, right? The reality of somebody in a body of color is different than somebody who has been living their life in a white body, right? Somebody's body who has been seen as female is having a different experience than somebody's body who's being seen as male. Like we're having different experiences. We're not all having the same experience. We're all seeing the world in different lenses. We're all having different experiences. And can we, instead of saying this is the one way, whatever our way is, can we learn to have a practice where we listen to whatever the sensations and experiences are that moment, instead of setting an ideology of the framework of this is how you're spiritual, or this is how you're a good person, or this is how you're not a bad person. Can we actually just be with what actually is? Because that's the only real truth, right? This present moment and whatever you're experiencing is the only real truth. The rest of it is just stories that our brains come up with to try to like control a world that is constantly moving to more chaos. We are on a rock with a little bit of water floating through space. We're like, we don't know what a comet might hit us at any moment. Like there's like complete chaos. It's just utter complete chaos. And who even knows if we're on a rock, right? Like maybe it's a rock, maybe it's not a rock. We're in a there's so many layers of things going on, and we're just trying to like grasp, build these ideologies and things so that we can feel like we have a sense of control. Not that we have control, right? We're just creating these ideologies and stories to kind of make it feel like we have a sense of control. So can we cultivate a practice? Can we cultivate something that a way of showing up in the world where we don't have to grasp onto these ideas and we can just be with each other? Where we can just be with each other, present with whatever your experience is and whatever my experience is in that moment. And that's my hope for this Sagittarius new moon. That's my intention, right? Because a lot of times what I do on a new moon is I'm like, let's come up with an intention, right? But instead of coming up with like, we're gonna like come up with what the intention is, I'm gonna invite you into a practice. Because whatever the intention is that's just putting another framework sometimes, right? It's just saying, oh, well, now that's my new goal, that's my new thing. But instead, let's see if we can just fucking be. We're just gonna be, okay? We're just gonna practice it for a little bit. So the practice we're gonna do today is, we'll do some warm-up exercises just because Sagittarius is a very physical sign, right? It's like a warrior. It's going out and it's seeking the truth. It's going out into the world. It's seeking and trying to understand. It's searching for the truth and everything. So it has this kind of like warrior, archer, like going out seeking energy. And I don't know, but my friend Amambir is a Sagittarius, and when I go visit him in New York, I feel like we never are sitting still. It's like we're always like we're on a bike, and then we're like going through the park, and then we're like in the subway, and we're like running through something, and then we're like always moving. So we have to move our bodies a little bit, right? That's a fire sign. We've got to like move some energy, and then we'll do a set. This is very much, Sagittarius is very much, we're trying to shake out these old ideologies so we can arrive in the present moment. So what we're going to do is really move the spine in this kind of meditative movement, kriya. That'll help kind of shake open the spine so that the cerebral spinal fluid can really get flowing. And then I want to do a practice that's really connects with this Sagittarius energy at the end, and it'll be both a physical practice and a meditative practice. So, oh, I was going to say a few more things about the astrology coming up. Okay, what's coming up? I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm excited. We actually have some more optimistic things coming up. The thing that I'm excited about, which we had in spring, if you remember back to spring of this year, I think it started in March, like March, April. No, it was a little bit later than that. I think it was like May, June. Was Pisces, Jupiter moved into Pisces. And that was like the moment when it was like, COVID's over. Like some people got some vaccines. Not everybody got a vaccine, but it's over. And we're just going to like take off masks, and we're just going to like, say that it's done in the United States, and we're just going to like do whatever we want. So that was the first little bit of Jupiter and Pisces, right? That optimism of no boundaries, of like, yay, we can do whatever we want kind of energy. I knew that it was going to go retrograde again, and I was like, oh, I don't know why everyone's throwing the mask away. Like, we're probably going to need them again. And then pretty much right on schedule, as soon as Jupiter went back into Aquarius, it was like, okay, put your mask back on, and like, here's more rules and regulations, and here's all these things. So that happened, but this next year we have a lot more time living in Jupiter and Pisces, right? So it's a lot more optimistic. It's a lot more expansive. It's a really beautiful time to expand your spiritual practices, right? This is a very spiritual and intuitive transit. So it's an amazing time to develop your spiritual and intuitive aspects. You know, just like you can tell from looking back on it, it also is when we're optimistic, sometimes we're a little delusional. You know what I mean? We're not totally, but it's fun, right? So when sometimes being a little delusional is fun, and that's going to be Jupiter and Pisces, right? We'll have fun. We won't totally be in a complete reality, but we'll be in a very spiritual reality. That's kind of this Jupiter and Pisces energy. And then what happens after this eclipse? So this is the last eclipse that happens in the axis of understanding of, and that's the axis between Gemini and Sagittarius. So what'll happen is that will turn, it'll go backwards, and then we start to have eclipses in Scorpio and Taurus. So those, the nodal axis shifts about, I think it's, let me see, I wrote it down. I think January 18th. Is that right? Yeah, January 18th is when the nodal axis switches to Scorpio and Taurus. And then we'll have our first, we've already had the last lunar eclipse was in Taurus, and then we'll have a lunar eclipse, I'm sorry, a solar eclipse in Taurus in April. So we'll start to have, over the next 18 months after that, we'll have our eclipses be in the Scorpio and Taurus axis. And I'm thinking, I think I'm probably going to do it again. I did a workshop about 2 or 3 years ago that was about the nodal axis that I think is really, to me, when I look at somebody's astrological chart, it's just, it's always the stuff that I tell them that they're like, oh, whoa, how did you know that about me? So I might do a workshop where we go into depth about the nodal axes around that time. And we can talk a little bit about what Scorpio and Taurus nodal axis is like. But okay, that felt like a lot of talking, but you know, Sagittarius. So we had to get a little philosophical. And now we're going to work. Okay, now we're going to do the practice. Sound good? Everybody on board? Okay. So let's start by tuning in. So find a comfortable seat, close your eyes. Now, let's not be dogmatic about what we're going to do right here, right now, right? Okay, I'm going to be very aware that we're not going to be dogmatic and like just going through the motions of this, okay? So we use this mantra, we use Om Namo Gurudev Namo because it has a chemical, biological effect to open ourselves up to the creative force. It changes the glands, it changes the brain to open ourselves up so we start to have that connection of flow with the universe, to the creative flow, to the wisdom of the universe. Om, the creative energy of the universe. Namo, I bow to that. Gurudev, Namo, the great subtle wisdom of the universe, I bow to that. And hey, you know what? We don't have to be dogmatic. You don't want to do this with me? Don't do it. Okay? You tune in the way that you want to tune in. This is the way of letting go of dogma, even in this practice that we have a container for. So find a comfortable seat, bring the palms together, start to rub the palms. Start to check in with your breath and start to arrive in your space. Feel the space around you and feel yourself in the center of your space. Let the palms come together in front of your heart. Press the palms together. Let the elbows come out to the side. Lift them up a little bit so they're about the height of your wrists. Let the thumbs touch that heart center, pressing at the thymus gland. Eyes are closed and focus them up at the third eye center. Let's take a deep breath in together. Through the mouth, let's take a breath out. Do that a couple more times. Inhale through the nose. And through the mouth, let the breath go. There's a sound that wants to come with that. Let the sound come out too. We'll take another deep breath in through the nose. And one more deep, full breath out through the mouth. And then let's inhale deeply to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Adgaren Namo, Jugadgaren Namo, Sadgaren Namo, Siddhi Gurudev Namo. Adgaren Namo, Jugadgaren Namo, Sadgaren Namo, Siddhi Gurudev Namo. Adgaren Namo, Jugadgaren Namo, Sadgaren Namo, Siddhi Gurudev Namo. Take a nice, deep, full breath in through the nose. Take a little bit more breath at the top so you're really full. Let's fill ourselves up. Press the palms together, relax the shoulder blades down the back, and keep those eyes focused at the third eye center as you gently lift Mula Bandha. And then squeeze the navel in a little bit, and the chin comes in Maha Bandha. Seal that breath in. Through the nose, exhale. Let's do 2 more times, inhale. Hold the breath and just arrive in this moment. We've come together, we've gathered from all over to connect with this energy consciously. Through the nose, exhale. Deep breath in through the nose. Hold the breath, and now just listen. Whatever sounds are in your space or coming through the speakers, just listen. And when you're ready to let your hands come down and let the breath out, relax the hands down, let the breath come out. Man, let's come standing up. Oops, that's not what I want. Okay, so let's start to warm up our spines. Cross your thumbs, reach your arms up over your head, get the arms nice and straight, and then come into a slight backward bend. Start to lift your heart up towards the sky. And as you exhale, sweep the arms, keep the arms by the ears, come into a forward fold and bring your hands down to the earth. Bend your knees so you can touch the earth. Inhale, come standing up, reach the arms up nice and high into the sky. Feel the whole spine reaching up so that you come into a slight backward bend. And then exhale, come back into that forward fold. Just move with your own breath at your own pace. Slight pause at the base of the exhale. Slight pause at the top of the inhale. Here we go, the simplest form of sun salutation right here. The sun's probably set where you are, but remember that energy of the sun is literally in everything inside of you and around you. You can start your full breath with a little breath. The sun that gave you life, that gave this beautiful planet Okay, and now giving us this amazing human experience. Giving us the beautiful flowers, the tide. Whatever you can feel, start to open yourself up. Inhale. Heart radiating open. Hold one more time. This time really let the heart go. And just feel everything dropping. Bend enough so that your hand press into the back side. You can start to bend your knees, and we're going to come right down into a position. So start to bend your knees, come down onto your hands and knees like you're crawling. Palms right underneath your shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. Bring the sides of your feet together. I'm going to start to come into cow. So in cow, you stick your butt up into the air, you drop your belly down, and then you lift your head up nice and high. That's your inhale. As you exhale, round your spine up towards the sky, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cow. Inhale into cow. Just make sure your spine today. Part of that is brain is static. Part of the from the body, bring it up. You sort it out. Part that helps decide to take. You don't hear me? Can you hear me when I talk like this? No? Just keep doing cacao and I'll figure out what's going on. Okay. Thank you for the feedback, y'all. I think I just have to have the music quieter. Yeah. Sometimes Zoom just changes how it's set up. So just keep breathing, moving with that spine. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Let's inhale into cow pose, hold cow pose. Really press into your hands, spread your fingers, let your chest come forward, lift the head up, the butt up nice and high, drop the belly down. Hold the breath here. And now let's take a deep exhale as we tuck the tailbone, squeeze the spine up towards the sky. The belly comes in, the chin comes in. Hold the breath out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And go ahead and bring the spine to neutral and come and tuck your toes. Your toes under, really press into the fingers and the finger pads, and we're gonna start to come into triangle pose. So start to press into your hands and lift your hips up in towards the sky. Start to straighten out those legs. Coming into a shorter stance, downward facing dog triangle pose. You can start to work this out a little bit, going side to side, bending one knee and then the other to start getting deeper into the stretch in the back of the leg. If you need to, you can bend your knees, get your hips up even higher. Really press into the hands and try to get those hips up as high as you can. Just hold here. Long, slow, deep breaths in out through the nose. Feeling that stretch in the back of the legs. Every inhale, feel come up a bit higher. Every exhale, feel your heels sink a little bit closer to the ground. Start to walk your hands towards your feet. Coming back into a forward fold. And then starting at the base of your spine and moving up the spine. Start to stack the vertebrae from the base coming up, letting the head be the last thing that comes up as you make your way up to a standing position. Okay, look around you. Make sure you don't have anything in your arms with distance that you're gonna hit. Make sure you got space. We're gonna bring the the right hand in towards the heart as the left hand swings behind you. Twist forward towards the left side as you inhale. And swing over to the right. Let the right arm come behind you. Let the left hand come onto the heart. Inhale over to the left. Right hand on the heart. Exhale, left hand on the heart. Right arm behind you. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Start to find that momentum in your swing that helps to open up the spine. So those feet nice and solid on the ground, big toes pressing into the earth. Every time you swing, I want you to have your eyes closed. Turn to one side. I want you to just briefly open up your eyes and close, and then briefly look behind you to the other side. Just starting to change our perspective, starting to see what's behind us. 15 more seconds. want you to start to slow down your swing. Effort, it's just momentum, and then the swing a little bit less, and a little bit less, and the arm is high, until eventually you come back into a standing, stagnant posture. Feel that length in your spine, from the spine, the crown of the head, the heels pressing into the earth. And then come down onto your knees and come into a rock pose. I'm sitting on the heels. Down onto the knees. Sit right on top of your heels. Try to get your heels pressing against your sit bones. Bring your hands onto your thighs. And then inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, let the shoulders drop down. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, and down. Shoulder shrug. Shrugs. Shoulder shrugs. Inhale. Whenever I do shoulder scrubs or shoulder shrugs, let that be a warning to you. We do it in the warm-ups. So really do them. Inhale up, drop them down. Inhale up, drop them down. We're doing them for a reason. We want to get to the point where they're tense and they start to feel heavy. That's the point we want to get to, and we want to keep moving. We want to add more momentum at that point so we can really break through that tension in the shoulders. Keep going. Inhale, take those shoulders and squeeze them up higher, as high as they can. Like they're going to touch the ears. Squeeze them up, 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 up. Squeeze, hold the breath in. Squeeze our shoulders up. A little bit more. 3, 2, 1. Drop them down. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Close the eyes. Just relax and connect with your breath. And sit to one side of your heels and extend the legs up. You can shake your legs out a little bit. It's going to be mostly an easy pose for this set. This is a set called Work on the Psyche Through the Spine. So find a really comfortable seat. That means sitting up on a cushion or a blanket or something. You want to have your knees below your hip joints so that you can sit comfortably. You're not rounded back. If your spine's doing this at all, even the slightest, I want you to sit up even higher, grab another blanket or grab something else that you can sit on so you can sit really high and comfortably. Okay. So palms are going to face forward. Fingers are going to be spread and the fingers are tight and taut. Okay, so there's tension, there's activation in the fingers. The different fingers represent the tattvas, the 5 elements within our body. So we're going to start to move in like a U shape where you kind of come down and then in and then down and out. Okay, so this is a shape you're going to make, but we're going to make it really fast so that the spine starts to shake. Okay, so it's not just I'm moving, but I'm starting to really. My butt's about to bounce. My spine is moving. I'm shaking with this movement, okay? Try to keep the fingers nice and tense the whole time. Spread and tense. close your eyes and just move. One little movement where it feels like you're doing a lot of work, like you're going really far, but you're just in one place. But we're going really far. We're just going into the spine. We're just going inward. Nice, really nice, everybody. Keep that momentum, keep that vitality, keep that speed going. And don't make it, it's not artificial that the spine moves with it. It's the arms are working so hard that the spine moves, right? I'm not making myself bounce. I'm using the momentum of the arms to move the spine. Now you get to decide what happens at that place of resistance. Do you give up? Do you stop? Do you start to go into your head? Or do you commit more? Do you decide to invest even more energy, even more of your presence into keeping this rhythm, of keeping this motion going so that the spine can open up? So much of these practices has to do with opening the spine, opening up both the physical and the energetics of the spine, the Shushmana, the Ida, the Pingala, the energetic channels that run up and down the spine. That's where that Kundalini energy moves. So open it up. Fingers taunt. Move, 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 move. You know it's brain work when it gets harder and harder to do, right? You got it. Keep that you going. You can do this. Go, 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 go. Fast, 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 fast. Give it all you got for 30 more seconds. Like this is the only job you have in the world. Like this is the only thing you need to do. Just go for this 100%, 20 more seconds. Inhale, make a fist and squeeze the entire body. Inhale, hold the breath in and squeeze the fist and squeeze the entire body. Every muscle in your body squeezes tight, tight, tight. Exhale. Inhale again. Keep the fist, squeeze the fist and squeeze the body. Squeeze your back, squeeze your belly, squeeze your shoulders, squeeze your face, squeeze the legs, squeeze. Exhale. Inhale deeply. One more squeeze. Whatever you didn't squeeze those last 2 rounds, squeeze it this round and get it tight, tight, tight. Exhale, relax, relax, relax. Let the hands come down, close the eyes and just relax, connect with your breath. Okay, can you just stretch your legs out? Stretch your legs out. We're going to be in easy pose for the next one too. For this next exercise, the right palm, the hands are kind of cupped. The elbows are just by your side. The right palm is facing up towards the sky and the left palm is facing down. Okay, right palm is facing up, left palm is facing down. The elbows are by the side and you're going to start to move the arms up and down. They don't have to move like a ton. They're not moving very far, but they're moving quickly and they're moving vigorously. So again, the spine starts to move with this. So really start to put some energy in this so that the spine again starts to vibrate. Really nice, everybody go. Keep going. The center of your spine should really move. If this eclipse season has been particularly frustrating for you, if it's been really annoying letting go of these old patterns, if you're getting frustrated with other people because they're not letting go of patterns, I want you to put it into this movement. Put the frustration, put the anger, put it into the movement. Move your body, move the energy. 30 more seconds. Keep it up. Go, go, go. You're doing so good, everybody. Keep it up. Keep that spine moving. Inhale, relax the arms, squeeze the back molars, press your jaw together, press the back molars together, squeeze the jaw, hold the breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale. Squeeze the back molars. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Back molars squeeze together tight, squeeze the jaw. Exhale, release and relax. Just let the hands relax, let the eyes relax. Just relax and notice your breath. Okay, we're gonna make fists. We're gonna make fists by taking the thumb and bringing it to the base of the ring finger. So the thumb comes and it presses on the base of the ring finger of both hands. And you make a fist around that. So you want that thumb pressing here. Sometimes we have it pressing here, that's more common, but we're gonna have it pressing against the sun finger, okay? You're gonna make a fist like that, squeeze it nice and tight. You're gonna bring circles inward, so they come forward, and then they come in, and then they come backwards, and then out, and then so the circles are coming in like this, okay? That makes sense? I think everyone's got it going like that. So you're gonna keep circles going like that, nice and fast. While you're doing that, you're gonna pull the shoulder blades back, and then you're gonna pull the shoulder blades forward. So you're making these circles, but the shoulders are coming forward and back. So if you look at it from the side, you see the shoulders are going back, I'm pushing my chest forward, and then I'm bringing the shoulders forward. So keep going like that, nice fast circles, squeezing the fist nice and tight. Again, the spine's gonna shake with this. We are not going to do this for as long as we've done the other one. So just go into it, really open up, bring those shoulder blades as close together as you can, and then bring the shoulders towards the front. 30 more seconds. Inhale. Exhale. You need to adjust your seat, Come into a comfortable position, seated position. Left hand is at the center, facing down. Right palm comes over the left palm. There's about 4 inches away from the right and the left palm. Left is lower, right is on the top. Both palms are facing down. Close your eyes and start to calm your mind. Elbows are out to the side. Let your mind go. And just allow yourself to listen to this sound current. Just listen and let your breath get really slow. Your mind's wandering all over the place, bring it to the sound current. Start to really listen to the sound. That Nam truth, that one truth that we're always searching for, maybe we never actually reach, but is the place where we all come from and we'll all eventually go. Waheguru. In awe and amazement of the light and the dark, of the play of the shadow and the light. Both palms facing down, right hand over left, 4 inches in between. Elbows out to the side. Focusing on the breath and the sound. Now with a whisper, start to chant this mantra. Whisper the mantra and really focus on that S, really hissing the S out. Keep chanting in a whisper. Really connect with your tongue. See how your tongue flicks on the roof of the mouth. On Wahe Guru. Really overemphasize that S sound. Really connect with your tongue. It makes that S sound and flicks on the roof of the mouth, the upper palate. With a hiss, inhale through your mouth. With a hiss, exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale with a hiss. Deep exhale through the hiss. Inhale with a hiss through the mouth. And exhale with a hiss. Get all the breath out on this last hiss. Hear all of that breath come out with the hiss. And once you complete that, let the hands come down and relax on the knees and close the eyes and relax. And come onto your back and relax. If you have headphones, I'll have the gong playing. So I'm going to put those in. It'll be a little bit better experience with the gong. Otherwise, just completely lay down and relax. Your arms come by your side. Palms facing up. Knees and legs out long. Feet fall open. And cover yourself up if you have a blanket nearby. And relax. And start to deepen your breath. And sense into what part of your body wants to move. And start to gently move that part of the body. Start to take some gentle stretches here on the floor. Maybe the wrists open up, the hips move side to side, or the arms reach. Find some nice, organic, natural stretching. And then take the knees in the chest and squeeze, and even towards the chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And go side to side. And start to rock up and down the spine. I'm going to come all the way rocking up and come standing. So standing up at the front of your space, the front of your mat, toes facing forward. Have your left foot forward. Then I want you to take a really big step back with your right foot and plant your toes far back. Now, get into a nice low squat. The lower you get, actually, the more balance you're going to find. Don't let your left knee come in front of your left ankle, but so you might need to make your stance a little bit wider. So you can get that thigh so low down that the left thigh becomes parallel with the ground. Okay, so nice, big, wide stance, nice and low. Get that left thigh nice and low. Now, bring the hands into fists with the thumbs extended. Reach the arms right out from your shoulders. Stretch the arms right out from your shoulders. And then take the right arm and pull it back as you look over the left thumb. Look right over the left thumb and look into infinity. So you're feeling this strength in your lower body. You're pulling your right arm back so the elbow comes behind you. And you're looking over your left thumb into infinity. And now what I want you to do is to listen. We're putting ourselves in this form of the archer, of ready to go, of ready to move. And then we're coming into this presence of the moment through the sounds in the space that you're in. Just listen to the soundscape, all the sounds. Get even lower, 30 more seconds. Get down low and just listen. Hear the sound. Step that right foot forward. Let the arms come by the side. Come standing. We're going to go over to the other side. Step the left leg back. Nice wide stance. Left toes are pointing out towards the left side at about a 45-degree angle. Turn yourself forward, looking forward. Thumbs extended, hands and fists, and then start to pull that left arm back, looking over the right thumb. So what we're doing is we're putting our bodies in this place of attention, of focus, but we're focusing on infinity. We're focusing on the moment by connecting with the sensory experience of the sounds in our space, not judging them, not saying this is that sound or that's that sound, but just listen to the sound. Just hear it for what it is. Really hear it. Come on, get a little bit lower in that. Get that right thigh a little bit lower. I know you can get lower than that. Y'all were lower on the other side. It's not that different on this side. Nice and low. Arms attentive. Listen. Step the left foot forward. Drop the arms by the side. Let the palms face forward. Have the feet solid on the ground. Close the eyes. Feel the shoulders relax down your back and listen. When your attention goes elsewhere, just listen to the sounds in the space. And then make your way down into a cross-legged position. So a lot of times we set intentions on the new moon. And if you want to set intentions in this next 24 hours, would be a great time for that. But what I want to offer you is um, to pick one thing in the next week that you can do that will help change your perspective. We get really stuck in patterns. We get really stuck in certain ways of looking at things, certain ideologies. And what I want you to do with this new moon solar eclipse is to find a way to get out of your comfort zone, either physically going to a place you've never been before, or ideologically by picking up a writer or a book. And I want you to really pick something that's not, just next to something that you already think or believe, but really maybe do a far reach and go out and find a perspective that's very different than yours. So maybe that's, again, going to a new place. Sagittarius is all about exploration. So going to a new place, learning something new, maybe studying with a teacher, or having a conversation with somebody who's very different than you. But let your perspective be challenged and see how much listening you can do, right? Not, and actually deep listening, not I'm judging in my mind, criticizing that, but how much can you actually just hear, and how much can you just witness in whatever that experience is? Okay, so that's my challenge to you on this new moon in Sagittarius is to come up with that. So just close your eyes and sit for a moment. We're running a couple minutes over, but just sit for a moment and just think what you could do. Where could you go? Who could you talk to? What book could you pick up? Maybe you don't even know what it is, but you just know, you know what? I'm going to listen to a podcast I've never listened to that's like totally out there. I don't even know where I'm going to go, but I'm going to pick a place that's like really weird for me to go to, and I'm going to go there. Just make that commitment to yourself to step out of your comfort zone, to shift your perspective this week. And let's bring our palms together. Elbows come out to the side. We'll close our time together by chanting 3 long Sat Nams. Again, Sat meaning truth and Nam meaning name. This is very much an aspiration. It's a place that we're reaching to in our spiritual practice of truth, of aligning ourselves with truth, of living in that place of truth, of recognizing that truth in the other. We remind ourselves every practice, because it is a practice, to stay in pursuit and connection of that truth. Not the truth of the past, not the truth of the future, but the truth of this moment. And we'll close by remembering and connecting with that sound current of Sat and a short Nam. Take a deep breath in. Sat. Nam. 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 Lifting the thumbs up to the third eye. And bowing our individual truth to the collective truth. Sana. Okay, y'all. Nice work. Y'all worked really hard. Congratulations. I really did that. Way to show up for yourself on this solar eclipse. Kind to yourself as you make your way to bed. Maybe turn this screen off and say goodbye to screens and just allow yourself to go to bed